Part of the title said the mark of a true leader. And തുടങ്ങുന്നതിന് മുമ്പേ Sreeni പറഞ്ഞു എനിക്കൊരു para slide വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന്, so I just put a para for him also. The thing is that you don't have to be a true leader if you're a king, and Sreeni is the king of North Kerala, and this talk is hardly applicable to him. To start off, I'd like to start by saying that a hospital is an employment nightmare, okay? It is a non-homogeneous mix of people from highly skilled to janitorial staff. You place this mix in a high-stress situation of patient care where there is intense interactions between people, and then you have a situation where different people are supervised by differently trained people, and add to this a high attrition rate. So now you have a daily volatile situation that starts from the morning and, trust me, does not end in the evening. So in biology, symbiosis is defined by three things. One is mutualism, where everybody benefits. One is commensalism, where one benefits and one doesn't benefit. And the last is parasitism, where one definitely does not benefit. So all of these three things happen in a hospital. So in a hospital, another thing we can say is that there is this particular group of people working. It is, sometimes you can consider it to be a hierarchy also. And I was just thinking, where is my position in this? And I think it is somewhere down here. Okay, the boss is really, really low in the hierarchy system actually. And I'll tell you the reason why. So managing employees has drastically changed in the COVID time. There are a few slides coming which will explain that, but essentially there are very high attrition rates because there are more opportunities, international jobs. An important thing is that COVID has taught people how to live minimalistically. That is, I am okay with less salary. I'm okay with less work. I wouldn't mind spending more time with my family, doing things that I'd like to just go outside and not work. People have learned home businesses. So on the whole, it is very difficult to, it is getting more difficult to retain people now because of the post-COVID scenario. And these are just a few things that people have said that now this term of work-life balance has been thrown into the fore after COVID. Everybody is keen on work-life balance and people want to control their work schedule. So these are the two things that have come out. പക്ഷെ കേരളത്തിൽ ദിസ് മീൻസ് എനിക്കിന്ന് ജോലിക്ക് പോകാൻ വയ്യ, എനിക്ക് ക്ഷീണമുണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഈ ആഴ്ച നന്നായിട്ട് ജോലി ചെയ്തു, ഞാൻ 2 ദിവസം വീട്ടിലിരിക്കാൻ പോവാം. ദിസ് ഈസ് ദി കേരള ഇൻ്റർപ്രിട്ടേഷൻ ഓഫ് വർക്ക് ലൈഫ് ബാലൻസ്. കൺട്രോൾ ഓവർ യുവർ ഷെഡ്യൂൾ മീൻസ് എനിക്ക് കുറച്ച് ലേറ്റായിട്ട് എല്ലാം കെട്ടിപ്പറക്കി വന്നാൽ മതി, എനിക്ക് ഇന്ന് 9 മണിക്ക് തുടങ്ങാൻ താല്പര്യമില്ല. സോ ദിസ് ഈസ് ദി ലോക്കൽ സിനാരിയോ. ബട്ട് വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദി happen to workplaces or employers? There is less devotion of finances and resources towards staff development because of the reduced probably financial income. So everything that is given up, that all the practices that was probably practiced before have all reduced a bit. Okay, so like Dr. R.R. Verma sir said, Google doctor, there are Google suggestions. You have 9 suggestions. Then you have another 10 suggestions. So this keeps on going. Every website, everything puts on suggestions how to improve employee satisfaction. Okay. So this talk has been modified to the Kerala scenario. So what is the employee's perspective in God's own country? You're vacillating between these two things. On one side, you're worried about pushing the employee too much, creating a problem. On the other side, you have to maintain enough quality and enough dignity in your workplace to prevent any medical legal issues. So the current employment situation that I have is that we have 450 plus employees and 50 doctors in 8 locations. I'm proud to say that I have seen and interviewed and personally selected nearly 95% of these people. And I'd like to say we have an acceptable attrition rate. According to NABH, we have a low attrition rate. Okay. Now, why I put it in yellow is very clear. NABH defines attrition rate as number of people joined minus number of people resigned as a percentage. I had 14 people joining last month, of which 13 left. So my attrition rate is very low. Okay, so the higher you have people joining, you can keep your attrition rate low because the people are going in the equal rate. So when Dr. Mahadevan called me for this talk, I was actually wondering why he has called me for this talk when I am currently experiencing one of the highest attrition rates in our period. So this is the bravest thing I did after I got this talk. Okay, I put out a modified survey. Why do you like working in Chaitanya? I ensured anonymity. I said I would not come to know. I got somebody else to do it. And I said, you can, I don't write anything, don't put a signature, even the tick mark should not be identifiable so that you can put your full value. And this is the survey. And this is some of what the survey. Do we like working here? 85% said yes. How is this place compared to your previous employer? 80% said better. If you would want to leave, what would be the reason? Stress. Stress, in other words, is me. Better salary and going abroad. So these are the survey results. Some of the comments were, we like this place because the salary is prompt, you get on the first and second, which is a good take-home point. The reputation is good. We have nil inconveniences here, and generally we are comfortable here. These are the points they said that they'd like to stay here. Some silly things that were saying this, we had certain recommendations. You should use more electronic vehicles. There is too much change happening in the hospital on a daily basis. The quality, NABH and quality related work is unacceptable for us. We don't like filling forms. So these are some of the comments we got. This is a braver survey, okay? This is to old employees. How do you compare me to Dr. KGR? Okay, I thought I would fail miserably in this, which I did. Okay, people liked him much better than they like me. This is a result. Approachability, I failed miserably. He was more approachable than I was. The workplace atmosphere was better when he was there compared to me, and they felt the stability, it's a close. But what they felt was different was that my problem-solving capacity was higher, probably because we have more problems now. And the chances for advancement are also slightly higher now. So this is one thing that he used to say. This is what every employee says, I know my rights. And this is what he used to say back, but do you know your responsibilities? So this is what important thing about maintaining an employee-employer relationship. That is, you have to teach them of your responsibilities. That is, a person comes to work for you, and there is often a point where it becomes automaton. They work, they come and work for you, and after some time they do not realize that they have a responsibility to maintain a good situation in the hospital, proper care. They have a responsibility to tell you if there is a problem. They have a responsibility to tell you if they have a problem. They have a responsibility to train and teach new people to the same standard that they are. And they have a responsibility to tell you whether they have a limitation and whether you can rectify it. So these are their responsibilities. It pertains to their sims and also to the working atmosphere. Now, I'd like to put this slide to tell you how difficult it is to manage. There are always challenges with people, individually, challenges with groups, challenges with interactions. Whenever there's a new employee, you will have a challenge. Whenever there's an employee who's very old, you'll have a challenge. There's a challenge with just the newer generation. You don't understand their lingo, their habits, their likes. We installed a massive CCTV camera system, and I watched Jack and Jill through a CCTV camera of an employee watching on his phone. Okay, so this is all the changes that are happening now, and it is acceptable. She is doing the medical record coding, and she is watching a movie at the same time. The biggest challenges I have are with doctors and with administrators, because they are the top hierarchy, and a tremendous amount of respect has to be given to them, and decisions have to be made without hurting their feelings also. Now, this is the biggest problem, me. Challenges with me being my natural self. That is, a doctor in an administrator's shoes and being an administrator in a doctor's coat. It is tremendously difficult. Sometimes you have to wear the shoes, sometimes you have to wear the coat. And how do I modify this, not being my natural self? I am a bit brusque, I'm a bit outspoken, and I have to rein in all of this when I deal with people. An important thing about knowing how an employee is, knowing what people want, is very critical. Everybody is different. Some people are in for the money. Some people like the title. Some people like the satisfaction that goes with a responsibility. Some people just want a safe environment. People want time, no night duty. That's why ophthalmic hospitals are great sometimes. Some people like a place where they travel less. If you know what the person wants, you probably know the code to crack their problems or leverage them. So again, as an employee or a person or any person, this is what we ask each other. Just a few more slides, please. Am I comfortable now is what they ask. They don't ask, am I satisfied now? But yeah, and will we be comfortable after some time? But this is what I think every employee should ask. Who am I working for? What am I working for? So that is a question that none of us ask ourselves. Are you working for yourself at this point of time, or are you just working for everybody else? This is a very important slide that I thought was really important. There are two ways. Your strategies have to either improve employee productivity, or you improve employee satisfaction by which you retain these employees, and both of these are for your gain. So putting the right person in the right slot, giving a good working atmosphere, and retaining the person. Retaining is the employee satisfaction part, and then everything starts working for you. Employee productivity is what I exactly said. You might take a person as a driver, and he'll end up as your storekeeper. If you can identify, and he'll be a really brilliant storekeeper for you. That's a history of one of our storekeepers, that's why I'm saying it. You can employ a person as a lab technician, and finally that person ends up doing your entire insurance billing for you. So if you have your eyes open, you can find differently talented people and put them in the right places. One of the two most important things about productivity is getting a feedback, knowing whether they're happy or whether they can do better, and also some people thrive on responsibility and some people don't. Yeah. So I'm just going to skip these 3 slides, and okay. The aim of a smart employer is the center one, keeping the right employee satisfied. You may not be able to keep everybody satisfied, but if you have the right people who are invaluable to your cause, make sure that they're happy. There's a bit of biasness coming here, but yes. So the balancing act of an employer is, for every situation, every person, assessing what you will let them get away with. What are you willing to share? Your profits, your time, your efforts, what are you willing to share with them? And assessing what I said, what do people really want? If you know that, you have leverage. This is something important, the rules of engagement. Do not engage in a battle you cannot win. If you're going to start an argument with an employee and you're going to take it to a level, you have to finish that. If you cannot finish that, do not start it. So this is one of the most important things I've learned, is that all battles, there is only one result, and you should it's better for you if you're on the winning side of it. So this is another important thing, the same thing. Brexit. Do not order an investigation if you do not know what you're going to do with the result. The same thing is an inquiry about an incident. It's about whether the employee, if you do not plan to take any action or plan to do anything, do not order an investigation into that thing. So this is something very important I want to show you. You have to have different masks when you deal with people. You have the dictator, the pacifist, the negotiator. And then you have the fool. Can you imagine, guess whose picture that is? Huh? Yeah, absolutely. So these are your 4 masks, and all 4 masks are pretty valuable. So this is another site which gives some brilliant suggestions, as be flexible, celebrate each employee's happiness, and all those things. Okay, fine. Incentivization, double-edged sword, very, very dangerous. So you can give a reward for everybody for doing better, or you can give a reward for the person who does well. Both are dangerous. You can reward as a slab for everybody or an individual performance. Just remember, the expectation of a reward is equal for everybody. So when you give a reward to one person, the equality is not expected there. As I said, heroes, like Superwoman, True Leader, and all those things, there is nothing called as superheroes are fictional people, okay? But I have some superpowers, and my biggest superpower is I'm unpredictable. I don't know, it works for me. The same offense, sometimes I let it go, sometimes I get raving, stalking mad I get. So what happens is people don't predict how I respond sometimes, and that's the trick I have at the hospital. So which mask would you wear? A scenario, a patient is very irate. The bystanders are irrational. The staff is not entirely to blame, or the staff is to blame. I want you to keep in your minds which face would you keep. And I'm just going to put randomly what I would probably do, but it's all. The patient wants you to take action against the staff. So what face would you take? The negotiator. Let's see, okay, fine. The negotiator, because you're not sure whether the staff was right or wrong. Scenario 2, a staff misbehavior with the patient. Either the staff was at the wit's end, the patient irritated the person, or the person was minimally provoked. What do you think is the mask you would use? Yeah, the dictator, because there is certain criteria that you cannot simply negotiate on. That is, nothing can be said, told, or nothing can happen to a patient. Staff not working properly, brought to your notice by the co-worker or admin. Failure as an individual and a failure as a team player. The masks. A bit confused now. Would you be a pacifist? Or would you act like a fool and not know it happened? Or would you be a dictator and a negotiator? If you find a staff corrupting the team and undermining authority, what was the mask you would take? Strong? A strong reaction? Yeah, probably that's it. If you have a tussle between a key admin staff and the staff and the clinical supervisor or paramedical, a doctor versus a paramedical, the different masks you would take would probably a pacifist at sometimes. Okay? Sometimes you'd have to be a negotiator. Sometimes you can either act like a fool also, that you didn't know what happened. So there is a value for Donald Trump also over there, okay? This is the best way that anybody can do in this world. Okay. Excessive leave, late coming. Okay, what are the tools at your disposal? 1, document everything. Misdemeanors, short things, create a personal file and just note it inside. You might need it later. Grade your employees and have committees which don't include you as you're the employer for misdemeanors. Okay? It should not have you. You are the appellate authority. So there should be other people deciding these things for you. So the grading tools can be subjective, evaluation of the head of the department, the head of the institute. Objective tools can be punctuality, leave, unauthorized, quality. We have these, and we grade the employees into A, B, C, and D. As I said, Category A, they have more liability. They can take a little bit more leave, accumulated leave. Category D, we're very strict with them. Further, other tools involve getting them to involved in any program which has the institute pride, cultural exposures, cultural programs. We have a cultural festival. We have a sports day, a tug-of-war competition, an indoor cricket tournament, and all those things happening in Chaitanya. So the nature of the workplace can be staff-friendly, staff at ease, and staff neutral. Staff friendly, in our country, to be very practical, is very difficult to have a staff friendly. You have to have boundaries sometimes. A staff at ease is probably the best thing you can aim at. That is, everybody is reasonably comfortable. A staff neutral just means you're not thinking enough. So thinking for the benefit of the employee is what you should be doing 24 hours a day. That is, it doesn't mean you're giving SOPs and discounts and these things and celebrating birthdays and sending messages in the middle of the night. It doesn't mean that. It just means you're thinking about how you can improve their presence and their productive in the hospital every day. So this is what I want. This is the most important thing. Please read this very carefully. Okay? What this essentially means is that there is a critical truth. The boss is not really the boss. He is under the feet of the employee. The employees do not know their strength. But this knowledge of the boss and the ignorance of the employees is this subtle balance that goes, and that is what maintains. This ignorance maintains how we all function in an institute. The minute somebody tells this into the ear of the rest of the people, you're going to have a problem. Am I good at what I do? I think I'm quite good at what I may do. Thank you.
honor. I'm involved in a bit of administration, but I don't really know why Mahadevan sir called me and asked me, you should talk on finance management. You have big finance people, Dr. Shashikumar, Shashiadan is there, Unni is there. I don't know why, but then I said maybe he knows that I'm the biggest fool here as in financial terms, and let's come to that. So this preparing for this talk has given me an opportunity to assess as to what all financial blunders I've made throughout my career. See, basically it'll be sort of my story, and it will be the story of all those employee doctors in here, except for Unni. I can't find any other job provider here. So maybe the story of all of us. And see, we all want financial freedom. See, I say I'm not that much interested in making a lot of money. I don't want to be rich. I don't want a fancy car. I don't want fancy this, that, and all. But definitely, I want the financial freedom. And by financial freedom, what do you mean by financial freedom? Like, I should have, at my stage in my career, I should have enough money to retire today. See, I should be able to go and tell my trustees that, sir, from today onwards, I'm not working for money. Okay, but I would like to work. There's a contradiction here, but I would like to work because I'm sure that I'm going to keep working till I die. As KGR sir said once, the day you feel that you're not good enough to do surgery or something, that day you are dead as a surgeon. So that thought process, but I would like to have enough money to keep me going, to do what? We have the same lifestyle.
Now, when we chose the speaker, I had two choices about the hospital management, whether to call Arup or Unni. Then I thought Chaitanya is better established. Last 15 years they have been surviving, and with very little attrition rate, that was I learned. But this is only a temporary phenomenon, what he told. No, 14 people joined, 13 people left. That's a temporary phenomenon. So I thought we'll choose Unni for the hospital management.
Yeah, that was a good choice, sir. Let's see if I was a good choice for this. So I would like to have the same lifestyle now that it's not a rich lifestyle. I'll come to that. It's a bare minimum. I should have money to have the day-to-day expenses. I should have a house, insurance, health insurance. See, that is the most important. This I realized when I'm sort of a workaholic. I even operate on Sundays. I keep working. So I had fever one day. Because there's a lot of backlog of surgeries there. I didn't take leave. I got on working, fever, took paracetamol, this, that, and all, 7, 10 days. Then in between, I took all the investigations, even rickettsia also I took. But this fever is still not going. Then I got scared. Then I started thinking, this health issues, the expense on medical expenses is what is going to destroy you. See, the finances are going to go. So I had a medical insurance of about 5 lakhs then. But anyway, I called Gopal and said, Gopal, I'm coming there. Amitabh, see, I want to get admitted and investigated. So I went there. I was really worried. I say, is it malignancy, whatever. But one day's rest there, everything went. But I came back and I hiked my medical insurance from 5 lakhs to 25 lakhs. And then later, I realized this is something maybe many you don't know. I got to know about recently only. There is something called super top-up plan, where, like, if I have 25 lakh insurance, I have a super top-up for 1 crore. For that, the premium is only 5,000. For the 25 lakhs, my premium is around 55,000. So I should have enough money to pay premium for that. Holidays, I should have enough money to take my family for holidays. My son recently came and said, Acha, we don't go out, Acha. You are not there on Sundays even. Let's have some, I mean, he's sort of in the Western, this thing, quality father-son time together. But anyway, you should have enough money for holidays. My kids are young, so I should have money for education and marriage. So this is what I mean by finance. So let's come to my story. Say probably it's the story of many of the people. Say I've been working for the past 20 years, making money for the past 20 years. So when I was in RP Center, so that I passed out in 2000, I had a stipend of 16,000. So whatever money that I have now is what I have made on my own, not my father's, not my in-laws. So I'm talking about my money. Okay, so I joined for a fellowship in Shankara. My stipend was 3,000. And by that time, my parents said, oh, you have to get married. So your hairs are falling off, you're getting older, you won't get in a financial crunch. Then they said they're going to start 2 more hospitals, one in Talasheri and Kanjangat. The trustees asked me, are you ready to take charge? I said, fine. So what do you want for that? Say monetary terms. I said, give me 1 lakh. They started laughing. So, no. We are going to give you another offer. See, I listened to the offer, and then I said, you're going to regret. No problem. So they are regretting on the offer that they gave me. So this is like, see, I kept on working. See, not based on what I was being paid. And maybe, see, keep on doing surgeries, going for camps and everything. Probably, elders used to say, don't work for money, keep working, money will come. Natasha, probably that is what made me financially comfortable now. So this is it. So now let's come to my first financial blunder. See, when you start getting money and when you don't have a lot of expenses, see, I'll never go beyond a Honda car. So that's there. And Priya also, her spending is minimum. She even has her 10th standard dress with her. I mean, sometimes my daughter wears that. So my expense, so I have money, so thought, okay, I'll have and I don't travel a lot for holidays, I'll have a good house in the heart of the city with everything. So, see, like it should be like a resort. So, kept on spending. So, the land and everything. So, it came in the magazines, architectural magazines, in the TV and all. I was very happy. But overall, I had to spend about 3.5 crores on that. Thomas and other financial experts will say, this fellow is absolutely foolish. I think maybe on financial terms I was foolish. I could have had a wonderful apartment for 1 crore and use the rest for investment. So this is one thing, maybe one of the financial blunders that I've done, which maybe people can avoid. See, because this is, people say, okay, you have created an asset and see, it is your wealth. It is not. It is not, because here, you see the value of this from 300 crores, it might have gone to 5 crores or even 7 crores, or even if it goes to 10 crores, you will never feel like selling it without having a heartbreak. So this is not wealth, this is not an asset. It's just, maybe you can't call it a possession of pride, but it's something that is that you can't consider as an asset which you can use for your retirement. So this is one financial mistake. The other one is taking the home loan. Home loan, see, the construction took a bit of time. So I could actually manage with my earnings, and 4 years, and I had a pre-approved loan of 1 crore. With about, I had to take about 40 lakhs only. So I had 60 lakhs there. Then people said, no, take that. Anyway, it is coming for 7% only. You will have liquidity with you, and you can get tax benefit, it seems. So it's like, what is the tax benefit that you get from a home loan? See, there are two ways. Under section 24, there is the interest portion of EMI paid for the year can be claimed as a deduction from your total income to a maximum of 2 lakhs. And under section 80C, the principal portion of the EMI paid for the year is allowed as a deduction. And that is 1.5 lakh. So by taking home loan for this thing, tax benefit, did I do it right? Because 60 lakhs I took just to save. So, so there are other ways to claim the ATC, this thing, not home loan itself. So I'm going to save, see, this is 3.5 lakhs from your income. So 30% tax bracket I come. So what am I saving? 1 lakh. So what am I losing? See, 7%, it is 4.2 lakhs every year. I'm losing 3 lakhs a year. So this is another blunder probably everyone can avoid when people keep selling your bank manager, everyone, they're very happy to give you loan. So they don't take a home loan for your tax benefit. And then where should I put my money? As I said, I mean, I don't have much expenses. What? So should I put in the bank? Should I buy a property, or should I put in the share market? So then the third mistake came. I came to know from many people that, see, there is a lot of money in equity market, and I got to know about this Porunju fellow of equity intelligence. So this is a portfolio manager. He had a track record of giving 30%, 40% and all for his investors. So I put 50 lakhs. In 1.5 years, became 13 lakhs. Gone. So what to do? So then I had another brilliant idea. So I thought maybe I'll sell it off, and claim it as a loss in my tax returns. So that is about 39. Let's take it as 39 lakhs. So 30% is 13 lakhs. Now I realize that is a blunder, because coming to something technical, there is something called long-term capital loss. So I could have, see, I mean, whatever money is there, I'm going to put it somewhere, probably finally in the share market only. That is a thing. So whatever gains that I get could have been offset against this loss. Now what has happened? See, the capital gains, even the capital gains, let it be there, that's taxed at only 10%. Now that I've claimed it as a business loss, whatever gains that I get from equity will be considered as business profit, and probably I'll be taxed at 30%. So this is another maybe take-home lesson that you can get from my blunders. And the other one is putting the money in the bank. So FD, you get 7%. That's a rate, going rate probably. So post-tax, you'll get 4.9%. So what is the inflation? It is 6%. So this 6% minus 4.9%, it is minus 1.1%. And you put 100 rupees in FD, at 1 year later, it is going to be 98.9 only. So this is the easiest way for wealth destruction, banks. But Thomas will actually kill me if I say, I tell him the amount of money that I have in SB account and current account. It's just lying there in the hope that I'll get a good land to buy. Because land also appreciates. There is an issue with land, but it's not like a mutual fund or anything. The liquidity factor. You want to have money, you have to sell it and get it. You don't know when you're going to sell it. But still hoping that I'll get a good land. I mean, that's the only thing, safe thing that for me. So it is lying there. Okay. So this is something that has to be avoided. Putting your money in the bank, you keep the bare minimum for whatever necessities that you have in the bank. And what about buying an apartment? See, this is one good thing that I've done. I have not done that. Because see, you buy a apartment for 4 crores, But after cutting everything, your rental income will be about 89,000. So the returns is about only 2.6%. When you compare it with whatever you get from mutual funds, that's proven history over years, it's about 13%. Even if it is 10%, it beats inflation. So, this is one good thing that I've done. So Umesh and Thomas says, mutual funds are. So Thomas says, okay, SIP. So then, now, so what is a mutual fund? You know, it's a investment maker, a pool of money is collected, and see, the advantage is that, see, there is somebody professionally taking care of your investment, and you can diversify, say, mid cap, everything, small cap, whatever. Diversification is there, and more importantly, liquidity is there. See, you can take it out when you want. So that's, and now the question whether to go for direct or, see, if, it's like if you don't know what direct and regular plan is, see, regular plan is what these agents come and sell you. They come, okay, ma'am, this good one is there, invest, you get this much returns, I'll take care of everything, I'll take care of the paperwork and all. And direct is something that you buy directly. There is a huge difference. See, you see the expense ratio, in a regular plan, it is 2%, in a direct plan, it is 1%. It's, okay, there is 1% difference, but long term, see, in this particular SIP, at the end of the term, you're losing 1.29 crores to the agent. So always go for a direct plan, and okay. So Umesh is the chief of Shankara Bangalore, and he actually advises me on, said, there is something called MFU. So this is a consortium of all the mutual funds, everything, SBA, Access. So you can go and buy these things there. But here also, this is, the amount of money that I've put into it is very low. And you can see in blue is the equity part of it. So there also, I've kept it as cash, again hoping that I'll be able to buy a land. So this is something that you should not do. If this had gone to that equity part, it would make more sense. And yeah, see, if you want to be just content with the Honda car, then follow me. If you want a Porsche, follow Unni. So see, that is why, Madhavan sir, you should have asked Unni or Shashietan to speak on this. I'm a total failure. And just the last one. See, this is an interesting one that I've. So for me, personally, I'll just take myself an example for all of you. One, you see that 4% withdrawal rule. It gives you an idea as if you have a corpus fund. It says if you have 1 crore corpus fund, then you can withdraw 4% of it. That is about 30,000 per month. There is a catch to it. It has to keep on increasing by 7%. May put it in mutual fund or wherever. Then this can last you, 1 crore can last you 27 years. So for me, probably I'll keep it a bit higher, 1 lakh a month. So I would need a corpus of 3 crore for lasting 27 years, and put that corpus fund not as cash, but put somewhere in mutual fund or something, which gives me a minimum of 7%. Then I'll be able to comfortably live the way that I'm living now. But see, whatever's said and done, ഞാനൊരു ന്യായീകരിക്കാൻ നോക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഇതുണ്ട് എപ്പോഴായിട്ടുണ്ടെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും എനിക്കറിയാം what I'm doing is not right. So I'll say, okay, the man is the richest whose pleasure is the cheapest. I say, okay, ഞാൻ ആ വലിയ സാധനങ്ങളൊന്നും വാങ്ങിക്കുന്നില്ല, so maybe I'm rich. പിന്നെ വേറൊന്ന് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്, see, don't concentrate on making money. Man, one day you'll find a man who doesn't have a lot of money, who doesn't have power, who doesn't have fame. It doesn't matter. It's the inner peace of mind that matters. From Rudyard Kipling, I'll just take that money part of it. So I'm not bothered about money. The rest of the things I'm really interested in. So this is it. This is the story of my financial blunders. I hope it might help you in some way. That's it, sir.